What is up, gamers? It's your boy, Identification. I'm
Yo,
here.
gamers!
I'm ready. What's going on, gamers? It's your boys, Maurice, an internet dirigible.
Woo! I'm eating pizza,
Woo!
so I cannot talk
We've got
much.
some gaming, capital G gaming for you today, people. We got matches on matches on matches. I don't actually know. I haven't looked at the schedule.
The G is capital because this is a German stream. So you are legally required to capitalize every noun.
Oh, is that true in German? I didn't even know that. Every noun is capital?
Yes.
Wow.
So like gaming is a noun, so it would have a capital G in German. And
It can be.
And
It's
the
also
funny
a
thing
verb.
is,
I think that's called a gerund.
well, oh, yeah, that's true. But like the funny thing is that gaming would be used verbatim in German. Like you would just say gaming. There's probably a German word for it, but gaming is such an accepted term, you would just use it. And then you would spell it with a capital G, even though it's still an English word.
Oh.
Like if you write about Gamescom, oh, it's the biggest gaming fair in the world. I don't know if it's a noun in that case, but you get what I mean.
That makes total sense. Well, we've got a match. I just started a prediction. I didn't actually even see it. Is somebody drawing the game? Is somebody modding the match?
Someone's modding the
Yes,
match, and we
beware.
have drawn a game, and everything's moving along.
Muware is the ultimate mod. Thank you, Muware, for modding so much of this tournament. If you look at the sheet, it's a lot of Muware colors. Oh, we got a fun one coming up. Just so you know, this is a DS game. You only really need one screen.
I know. Already
Got it.
looked that up.
Well, who we got today?
We got gaming with a capital P and BTS.
Oh, BTS has more capital letters.
Yeah.
We got a
win.
couple of old boys today. We got Polari versus BTS, both mystery tournament veterans. Polari, hailing from Finland, land of Hempuli. It's Airman, bitch. You don't normally get to see the quote in the Discord avatar, so it's like a fun little thing to see it here.
Yeah. From the Drain and
Win rate
Brando.
of 57%.
It's from the.
That's when. What were you saying?
Nothing. You interrupt me twice, so instead I'm eating pizza now.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I would say I continued my sentence, but we can argue about that later. This is
No. We're not gonna argue.
Polari is a good racer. Polari loves Twitch platformers and like modern kind of Flash style games. Those seem to be Polari's favorite. But also likes the NES. Recently submitted the NES Sports Extreme Remix, which was a ton of fun. And just overall is a gamer. BTS loves the Game Boy Advance. And I think games like on the Game Boy also. So it's like kind of different preferences here for games. We'll have to see who can make it happen. They have almost the same win rate with an insane number of matches. Polari has no special skills, which is pretty insane. BladeTwinSwords has the joke about the long-named game, because Doom is a bad name for a game from an old... It's not even more than... I already explained it once. I'm not going to do it again. Hello, Myth. Do you want to explain Spist Popped?
Sure. There was... Actually, you did a better job of it last time, I think, but there was a forum post that the Doom developers saw that was saying something about how... I guess it was probably about how hyper-violent Doom is. And they said something about how it might as well be renamed Smashing Pumpkins into Small Piles of Putrid Debris or something. And they thought that was so stupid.
I think it was an argument that like the name was bad. I think it was like legitimately saying that games are coming out with stupid names.
Like Doom?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's somebody else can do the further research, but
Why Smashing Pumpkins?
well, it was already a popular band, so I guess it was just on the head of whoever was writing it. It was like
Well, that's like, yeah, but that's like especially stupid. That would just be like, I'll just put my favorite band's name in there. Like, I didn't realize.
The whole thing is stupid. Somehow, so they put it in like as a code in Doom 2 or something.
It's the clip through walls code in later releases of the original Doom.
Okay.
And then in Doom 2, it's just ID clip to clip through stuff.
And then somebody actually made the game, Smashing Pumpkins. I don't know if ID is me or what. I don't know why I put ID at the beginning. But this Smashing Pumpkins into small piles of putrid. Somebody actually made that. I've seen it's been in Kuso. Shrambles played it and Jal, I think. That's a fun. It's like it's bad. It's like but somebody did make it, so you can find that as a real game based on that forum post. But anyways, I don't know why that's a special skill. It's not super relevant. We've got two old boys, and I honestly.
Well, I mean, it lets you clip out of bounds. I mean, it's pretty.
Oh, that's
powerful.
a really good point. The game they're going to be playing is a straightforward game. You get to the end of the level, and you have to not die to the enemies. And I would be very surprised if they were able to clip out of bounds. It would be exciting, but I don't think it would be particularly helpful.
Wow, this is a Wizards 3 match. They've both won 2 matches to get here. One of which we've yet to vodcast, I believe. Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll just go real quick through the. Polari started with a win in Ushio Totora, which was a very difficult SNES sort of boss fight gauntlet. They were playing as either a guy with a spear or a claw man. And very popular manga, and has had like 4 different anime adaptations. So you may have heard of it from just like seeing it around. But that was a pretty cool game. All bosses, and yeah, pretty tough. Art of Balance was a classic. We had that in top 8. We love it. Mm-hmm. That was versus Muware. Picked up the win there. BladeTwinSwords. Adam played Rota. That would have been very close if Adam Played had not distracted themselves with an in-universe arcade machine that was. Well, do you? I know you really liked the name of the game inside the game.
I was joking that it should be submitted. It was submitted because it was released as that developer as a different game. So let me pull up the. I can renounce here that it has been rejected. It is too simple and short. Unfortunately. But it's called Wrap It Up.
Wrap It Up. Yeah.
which is what we wanted Adam Played to do when he was doing the game, which is so it's funny. Oh my gosh, and BTS winning. Well, I have to say this then. Winning GG Series Assault Buster. We're playing another GG Series game right now. The GG Series is a huge series of games on the DSi where I would say not advantage. They all play pretty differently. But this is pretty crazy. We are playing another GG Series game right now. So I wonder how that
Tell me, what is GG Series? I've never even heard of this.
We kind of have just discovered it this year. The GG Series is a series of like 12 or 13 DSiWare downloadable games that you can think of it like the Simple 1500 series or whatever. They were just meant to be simple budget games that the same dev put out to be downloaded, Japanese only, I think, on the DSi. And a lot of them are really cool. We've been looking through them, and I think Shrambles has been studying them, and he's even holding some back for later years of Mystery Tournament.
Studying them.
Yeah. Some of them have like bad timers. We got to get in the code and figure out how to stop them. There's some good stuff here, though. This Assault Buster was a game, like kind of a shmup-like game where you fly around, and it almost looks like Buster Bros. It's like the combination of Buster Bros and a shmup. which sounds really exciting. It doesn't play quite as maybe fast as you'd want it to, but it was still a good race. That was a fun one. I think that ended up being a double. The game we have today is a platformer, so it's different. But I'm excited to see. I honestly, like, I think this could go either way. Both these players are strong. If this was Super Meat Boy, I would give it to Polari. If this was, like, Fairly Odd Parents on the GBA, I would give it to
What?
BTS.
That is exactly the game I had in my head when I was thinking of, like,
That's so
dumpy-ass
insane.
licensed platformer.
That's honestly insane. That's crazy. That's fantastic.
What? What? We're
We've
simpatico
done it.
today.
To be fair, we've done a lot of this. that game was in maybe 2 years ago, and Mid-Boss played it.
Mid-Boss, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I made a connection between BladeTwinSwords to, like, Old Boy in Mystery Tournament playing an old-style game. And my brain went to Mid-Boss playing that Fairly Odd Parents game.
That's so good. This game, I guess, is probably more similar to the GBA, but I mean, it's honestly, I don't know, it's anyone's game. I'm excited to see the match. Oh, Polari's been in top 8 by the way.
Yeah, has that top 8
BladeTwinSwords
start.
never had. Although 13th is pretty close. Also, MT13 is longer ago than MT16, so, you know, I don't know. BTS has his best record more recently. Both, I suppose, are years on at this point.
Yeah, I guess so. Even though they're fairly recent in the grand scheme of Mystery Tournament. We've been doing this a while. I would suppose it's gotten harder to win Mystery Tournament over time. Like, obviously, compared to the first one, there was 32 entrants. But I think even, like,
Sure.
you know, well, maybe not 10. 10 was gigantic. But, like, even between, like, 12 and 19, I think it's harder now. I think we've attracted a couple more, like, pretty incredible players in that time, such that, like, you can't even get into top 8 without beating someone who's, like, amazing at games.
And also, I think the people who do really well tend to stick around because they're like, well, this is a thing for me. And so over the years, we've gotten more and more filtered out the people who don't really like blind racing and aren't particularly good at it. And then all the people who do well have stuck around. And so it's sort of a siphoned all of the best players who have ever tried.
Yeah, we're kind of stacking the deck a little bit.
Because even 10, even though there was a ton of people in it, like, it was all mostly the same people that were making it to top 8. I think it was just a lot of people who were along for the ride, you know. Some big names even, you know, you got Spike Vegeta in there, you got IH or Pi. I don't think either of them performed particularly well. It was just kind of a lot of people just kind of hanging out. But that was, apparently we're doing that again for 20, so I guess I'll gotta prepare for that.
Hell yeah.
Got your back. I won't just be doing commentating.
How's this race coming?
Slowly.
We had it's a console that the players don't often play, right? You already said it's a DS game.
Actually, I forgot. With the DSi, there's some weird emulator stuff.
Yeah.
You have to, like, have
like a save file or like a BIOS file or something?
Yeah, there's like a BIOS file. You have to, like, because it's downloadable, you actually, like, boot to the DS, like the DS home menu and then pick the game rather than just, like, start the emulated ROM. It's a different...
Yeah. You have to, like, trick the console into being like, you have a game on you right now, and let's go there and play it.
And here it is.
They figured it out.
Great Whip Adventure. I guess Genterprise is this company that's doing the GG series. GG stands for Great Genterprise.
It might be G Enterprise. Just to probably just thinking probably. What if it's Genterprise?
Oh, it could be Genter, like a gentleman.
Yeah.
A Genterprise. It's like a guy who sells top hats. Anyways.
Great Whip Adventure.
Yeah, Great Whip Adventure. You play as La Mulana.
John Mulana, really?
John Mulana himself. We'll look at the pace bin briefly, because this is a fairly simple game. Get to the end of the stage. You have 3 hits before you die. If you die, you go to the beginning of the stage, regardless of whether or not you game over. But I think it takes a little longer to game over. And the title will bring you back to the title. That's an option in the menu. This is a DS game, so there is a second screen, but I think it's just like score. We're ignoring it for this purpose of this restream. The players can see it, but there's nothing useful on it.
Okay.
The lore is John Mulana explores his easiest ruins in this watered-down version of La Mulana. I do not even think we will see any Sokoban detected in this game, if I remember correctly. I think we will just go and fight and win.
All right.
It's a good whip, though. Here we are. Here's a little guy. His eyes might be a little far apart, but he's here. He's exploring. You can whip. Polari is passive style,
Yeah.
and has pulled ahead. I believe you can also whip upwards, which is pretty important with a lot of these flying.
I would probably take a while to find that, if at all. Your whip is long. Oh, okay. Here, you have to whip up.
Yes, it is long. So you're pretty well, like, armed to fight these guys. This is going to be a match of small optimizations. Although if I remember right, took a lot of deaths in like the very final levels, like last couple. So not dying is good, but in these early levels, it's about not hesitating.
Oh,
Oof, okay. One hit.
Polari
we're
shorted
good.
the jump, but spikes are not instant death.
Now let's learn. Do we still have 2 hearts when we go to the next level, or do we still have 2?
Oh.
So that's for these early levels. You can really kind of keep your streak going if you don't take hits. Ooh, Polari with the dodge of that bat. That was fast.
Yeah. Shades of the opening telephone pole climb in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers for the NES.
Oh yeah.
Just shot right up the right side of the screen.
And it might just be because these are single screen platform levels, but I feel like
you have to whip up to grab a hook.
you have to whip upwards. Yeah. This reminds me of Donkey Kong 94 a little bit.
It does, yeah. Size of the character, size of the tiles on the screen.
Yes, figuring it out.
Jumping into the lead. Polari knows what to do, but just barely missed it. Yeah, okay, there it is. Oh, but didn't wait at all.
The guy was in the worst possible spot. I think there is a small amount of knockback, so Polari couldn't have taken the damage anyways.
So BladeTwinSwords with this one hit, gets hit once, will die and go back to the start of the stage. I assume could have taken a hit and like refreshed the health at some point.
Yes. Yeah, when you a new life is obviously going to have full health.
Yeah. So like either just like isn't thinking about that sort of like meta technique of intentionally dying, or is like, these stages are so easy, I'm just probably not gonna get hit. I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, and get a heart.
Was facing off against, also there are hearts that you can use to heal, so that's relevant. If I was facing off against Polari, I would be doing the 1 health levels, because I would expect that my opponent is not going to give me much leeway.
Oh, braving the cycles. You have a chance to look at those cycles while you're walking to the right and then back to the left, so you can get a sense of them. Polari as well.
Polari also perfectly making those cycles. Ooh. BTS just kind of jumped into that guy. Unfortunate.
1 health.
Didn't have to do
bat
the
down
walk of shame back to the left here.
You can whip up.
I don't think you can whip downwards.
Yeah.
Ooh, Polari barely making... taking
damage
the hit.
Boost.
Saving some time. They're both on 1 heart.
But you are down to 1 heart. It's a bold strategy.
There are only 30 levels in this game.
Oh, okay, Polari
Ooh,
with an
your
intentional
first
hit
death.
there. I think that was intentional. You knew that, oh, I just used my heart to save time at the end of the level, but look how much time it took to replay the stage. Like, I don't think that was net gain.
Probably not, unless you can make it work for further damage boosts later. That's the first time they've seen how long it takes to die. I mean, that's really not the kind of thing you can put in the pay spin, right? I mean, you could, but
True,
it's,
true. Information was gathered.
Yes, so they're not going to know until they try it once.
BladeTwinSwords playing on with 1 health is now 1 full stage ahead.
On to the second environment. I thought it was like kind of a temple, but I don't know. These are like big, weird vines and stained glass. I guess I don't know where we are.
Temple, it reads like temple to me. Polari
I guess the
slips into
stained
some
glass
space.
is what's throwing me off. I don't associate stained glass with like John Mulaney style people.
Is it stained glass? I mean, it.
Maybe it's not.
Yeah, it may just be like carved.
BladeTwinSwords' death really kind of catching them both up now.
Oh. Those guys are
Polari
going to
is
be back
gonna
when
ignore the
BladeTwinSwords
heart. They're
tries
both
to
going to
get it.
ignore the heart.
Look at that. They both slip past the enemies. Equal on progression, equal on hearts, equal on knowledge.
This is the ultimate sink right here. Everyone post your kitchen sink emotes. These guys are annoying. They go above and below you and then come at you 90 degrees, you know, perpendicularly, vertically. Ooh,
That's the worst.
BTS taking the death. Oh, barely making that jump. Wow, that's
We are not
huge.
synced anymore. Sheesh.
No.
I'm guessing BTS fell off the bottom of the screen. Had 2 hearts, right? So I don't think I saw
Could
him
have
get
happened,
it
or
twice.
maybe he just took 2 hits from these pink guys. I'm actually surprised Polari was able to keep so many alive.
Polari's gonna go for the cycle?
Okay.
No, he's gonna wait. I think
I think it
but
might have been possible, but it was a risk.
it was a risk.
Especially with 1 heart. Ooh, oh, these guys are aggro.
Nice.
Okay, wow.
Is this like Spelunky where the back swing on the whip will also have an active hitbox that can hit things behind you?
It's an interesting question. I don't know if there's much opportunities to test that.
That was one when Polari was surrounded by guys on both sides, but ended up trying to play it a little more safe. Okay, decent cycle for BladeTwinSwords. Polari with
This
a-
is what Polari's doing now is pretty tough. Man, barely made it.
Is it? Is it tough? I don't know. It looked pretty
Apparently
easy.
not. It's just a little awkward. The game controls well, but there's some delay on your stuff for sure.
Oh, Polari's jump didn't come out, for example. It just walked off a ledge. It looked very tight, jumping from the right hook to the left hook. I almost wonder if you can skip that right hook. I think that maybe makes more sense.
Oh.
It's bait. Oh, the platform keeps going, it slips under. I thought it was going to keep going all the way, and the level was going to be about staying on the one platform. Ah!
Oh, death. Here he is laying on the spikes like little Ralph yesterday.
Oh, BTS skipping that right hook, like I said, works out just
Yeah.
fine. But that was tough for Polari, knowing that if you think about it, that hook has to move. There's no way to progress other than to walk down on the spikes, right? So,
Right.
but you have to stop and look at it, and Polari just didn't give himself any time to do that.
There's also a chance he could have just made it. I mean, it's tough. BTS tried to whip these fireballs. You cannot do that, unfortunately. Oh, just taking the death. That's probably, 3 hearts. Why not? Oh,
Polari
took
got
a
hit a lot.
second hit on the upper spikes, but is making it through the level regardless.
Yeah, I guess you want to grab the hook a little bit lower on the screen so you don't jump all the way up. That or try to
I
aim at
thought so.
the block.
Polari taking the intentional. I thought that would happen.
Yeah.
The levels are getting long enough now that you kind of don't want to risk the 1 heart. Ooh.
Oh,
That didn't work out.
There goes the one.
I like the gambit.
Gets rid of that enemy. Okay, it's 3 shots from this turret and then a gap, so you're able to move.
Your whip goes through any wall or platform. Oh, kind of waited to get hit by that guy.
Can you extend the whip down? You can. Okay, perfect.
Just up and down. Very simple controls in this game. Ooh, the extra heart. That's nice. This is basically free at this point. Not going to take 2 hits. And it's going to take none.
Jumping off of the attached whip immediately after it links to the hook in order to progress upwards smooth and fast enough. Well, BTS was trying to wait for the second hook with the iframes, but it took some time.
Polari has been able to make these jumps and whip while making the jumps to make these bats not a threat at all, which is a cool fast move, but also just reduces the chance that you die. Ooh.
One hit left.
All the way up
and there's some bats up there. Those are going to be... Whip. Missed it a little bit. Find the platform. Okay.
Oh, decided that that's...
Yeah.
Decided 1 life at the beginning of the level. Let's just go with 3 hearts at the beginning of the level. Fair enough. These enemies are back, but... Yeah, this move here with the whip upwards while jumping.
Ooh. Yeah, it's good. It's very hard to do it on this next section. BTS waiting for the 3 shots. I think understands the pattern. Polari only... Oh, no, gets hit twice. Missed the hook. So many enemies in this stage.
This is just an execution test. And we've got it. Ooh, skipping the final hook. Noticing the length of the jump there. BTS has died more than once on stage 16. This is starting to get ran away with.
Yeah,
Polari
2-stage
with the
gap.
intentional.
We get a look at stage 18 for the first time. There's a lot of spikes on screen. This turret at the bottom is going to be a real pain. Oh, Polari, you gotta go further down.
Need to go low to make that jump. Ooh, probably is just going to take it? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
BladeTwinSwords is running inside the fireball. Yes, needed to recognize those iframes are going to run out, and your distance to the fireball was not going to change. Here's the final moments of this level. Please, okay. Very important.
Making it to 17. Polari, again, not going low enough for this jump. Oh, didn't do it so many times in a row.
You have to go real low and grab the hook like on the right side, but you can attach to the hook anywhere along the width of the hook, and that makes a big difference. This looks good. Okay.
There we go. Yep.
It could get hit once.
Fair enough.
And then when you know you're gonna get hit, then just keep moving, right? Use the iframes, go as fast as possible.
Ooh, okay.
There's a heart down there.
It would be stupid to get that heart. Polari sees that. Apologize if BTS goes for the heart, but that's not a good heart to go for.
Gonna jump right into the pit at the start of 19. BladeTwinSwords on 17. This was a tall, long level. 1 slip up, you can go all the way back down.
Looks like pit just does 1 health. It actually doesn't kill you instant.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty smooth level for Polari so far, but again, these upwards levels, it's so easy to just lose all your progress.
True. That is a not stupid heart. Pretty easy to get that one. Taking an unfortunate fall there. BTS on this execution test. Also skipping the final hook.
It's gonna go over the spiky log? No, under. Okay.
Yeah, I would have gone maybe a little lower there, but it worked out.
Oh, that's tricky.
Yeah, that is a tough jump. Polari, I think, does that the correct way. That's the way I did it, but it was really hard to make that. Ooh, BTS falling for the same trap. You gotta go low enough to make that.
Yeah, funny enough, was low enough, and we thought, like, ooh, the bottom of the screen, ooh, scary, and, like, it went upwards a little bit and then jumped, and that was the undoing. That was really well done. To have the extra health at the end of that level, to not have to do that really tricky dodge between those spiky bars at the end of 19. That could be a thing. If BTS gets up there with 1 heart, like, it's so hard to not get hit there.
Polari's playing fast and loose on this level.
Oh, don't have the height to get the heart.
No, you gotta get it from before. Okay, alright, aggro this guy. Nice. Pretty complicated whip jumps down here.
Gonna go low. Perfect.
Nice. And barely making that final. That's huge, making it through that level. That would have been a pretty tough death.
Shorts the jump, another game over. Polari
Here
with
we
the
are
heart
in
refill.
environment number 3.
The castle, the cathedral.
Yeah, this
That's
is
the
looking
pipe
past
organ
the
in the background. It's massive.
I think those are pillars.
No, those are pipes from a pipe organ. I think Myth is correct.
No!
It's more exciting if they're pipes.
You can see, like, the
entire
rocks they're
cathedral.
made of.
Yeah, it's amazing that they were able to make an organ
Yeah,
out
it's
of
like-
I'm
rock.
going back to my
Civilization.
pizza.
Look at this tough jump that Polari has. Oh, it's going to go under. That makes way more sense than going over, which is what I did.
Gets the
These
double whip.
pink bats fly at their bishops, their chest bishops. Uh-oh, we've got the house spawner. I don't remember if you can kill the houses.
Polari doesn't even try. Spots there's a circular route that will lead you all the way around the enemies. I can't handle these bishop guys.
Bat
That's
dispenser. Call
that's
back
tough.
to the skull dispenser from Little Ralph yesterday.
Polari's first try trying to skip all the enemies does not go well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change in strategy, picking these guys off one by one.
Certainly for my skill level, I found that for a lot of these levels, if you don't keep up with destroying the enemies as you go, you really get overwhelmed.
Kills 2 leaves the third one because it doesn't spawn more until all 3 are gone.
That's smart.
I saw that on the first pattern because I'm commentating and I get to freely pay attention to such things, and I thought there's probably no way Polari noticed that, but he absolutely did.
Had the opportunity to go there. He's taking the time because... Oh, okay, we're good.
BTS intentionally takes 1 hit and is really flying, but at the end of the stage, remember, only has 1 heart, cannot get hit the way that Polari did, needs to find the jump angle on this.
Oh, jumps a little early.
Yeah.
That's a really tight jump. Something I just want to point out, something I love about Mystery Tournament, is this is probably the most fun anyone's ever had playing Great Whip Adventure, or like certainly the most exciting time watching somebody play it. And I just think that that's really cool. It really makes games that are kind of just nothing exciting.
Oh, Polari at the end of the stage misses the jump. BladeTwinSwords with an extra heart this time at the end of 17, but slips and now does not have that heart, needs to do this jump. Oh, that is not even going to get a chance.
Not even going to get the first one, which is also hard. It's really a kind of a trap at the end there. I feel like you just need to be able to eat the hit. Ooh, Polari saying, I don't want to deal with this pink guy later, and I think that's the right move.
It's going to come at you on that uncomfortable diagonal from below where you can't whip down or anything. That was going to be a problem.
Again, hasn't tried to destroy these houses, and I just don't remember if you can.
Destroy the houses. It's where they live.
Is that a reference?
Yeah, it's a hyper-specific reference. If anyone gets the reference at all, though, it will be worth it.
It sounds like it's from a directive in a video game.
It's not.
Really? Well...
It's too complicated to even explain. It won't be worth it. So we're gonna move on and watch BladeTwinSwords at the end of this level. Just jump through these things, man. You got the heart. It's fine.
Okay. Yep. Making it through.
Polari's tried a variety of approaches. Oh, with the up whip, goes to the door!
Oh, wow. It's going to be hard for BTS to catch up. The levels don't get any easier, but Polari is, making it happen. This has been a steadily gaining lead, I would say, throughout the race.
Yeah.
Which is what you would expect for if you have any skill level difference between the players, right? That one player would kind of continually move further and further away from the other.
There's a very small difference in skill, I think. But the early levels were not challenging enough to differentiate it. But now that they've started to get harder, the edge is starting to show. It looks like you get knocked off while you're hanging from a hook and you take damage.
I think so, yeah. I think if you get hit while you're... Yep, I think you're totally right.
These diagonal guys are tricky.
Yeah, they're the worst guys, and I think it says something that they're... the developers knew that. They didn't introduce them until the final area.
Yeah. Oh, awkward timing on the cycles there. Polari takes a hit. BladeTwinSwords at the start of 21.
Not to take away from the mystique of Great Whip Adventure, but I do want to point out that this is a guy who has fought a skeleton and 3 different kinds of bats, and that is this game. the actual variety here is small. But
he's dodged turrets. He's evaded spikes. It's all for the treasure at the end. Just
Absolutely.
wait. Just you wait and see.
I legitimately don't remember if there's anything. I'm excited to see now. Ooh! Did he take a hit there? I think Polari was able to kill that guy inside of his own hitbox.
Okay, this is scary. These go up and down. You can go up and down a little bit.
Whoa.
Polari just sees the route.
Earliest possible cycle. That's great.
I probably
Not
would
a
have
lot of
played
space
really
here, but...
safe.
Oh, taking the death. Fair enough.
Okay, BladeTwinSwords knows I can hang out, wait for the shots. Oh, jumped a little bit too early, bumped his head.
Back to there! Because that's the last quote-unquote solid ground. Maybe it just always spawns you at the beginning. Because actually, he was on a platform that was the same later.
Polari tried to jump early at the hook, didn't get it, fell into a fireball, has 1 heart left for this final sequence, and you need to stop to whip these guys unless you want to go for the jump whip, but look how fast they move. It's difficult to time.
Oh, and has to do the upward. Oh.
It's finding the time.
Trying to bridge the gap. Ooh, just bad timing on the rook bat. We call that the rook bat. Pink one is the bishop bat.
Got it.
Blue ones are pawns.
Worth mentioning that turret continues to fire, despite being well off screen. The game is keeping track of where that thing is and what it's doing.
That's true. One thing I did notice is that the houses will not spawn bats if they're significantly enough off screen. And it's not that far. So it's worth scrolling them off.
It looks like you move at the same speed as these little skeleton guys. Like when Polari jumps across, you'll see that, well, maybe not, but it's close. You can kind of,
Oh, okay. We're good. No, that's fine. That's a good cycle. Oh.
Takes 1 hit there.
Oh, man, there's a lot of level left. Look at all these guys.
Wow.
Okay. Really tight jump there. Jump basically from the edge and barely made it.
The guy's coming from below.
Okay. Good bait.
BladeTwinSwords finally done with 21.
Ooh, what do you do here? What do you do here?
It goes up. You grab hook down, but the timing.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I thought that was certain death.
I was like, the cycles don't seem to be lining up at all.
Good play.
You're gonna need to wait a number of times before you actually get the good cycle. And Polari was like, I wait no times. Oh, BladeTwinSwords at the end of the level. The whip just barely misses the hook. I'm having so much fun commentating this.
It's a great game. It's actually not a great game, but it's a great race.
I love the simplicity of it. It allows me to drill down into like the tiniest little things, and I can bounce back and forth, and like I never miss anything. I never look over and be like, oh, someone beat the level they were stuck on, I guess 30 seconds ago. My bad. I'm on top of it.
That's one thing we don't talk about much for commentary. It's really great when the games are simple, because when we say things like, oh, you can see the brain of the player working. You can see, oh, they're trying to make this jump, they're trying to make this cycle, you know, you get it.
BladeTwinSwords missed the hook, is just gonna wait. Oh, needs to go a
Polari
little bit higher.
was kind of interesting. Oh!
Saved.
Okay.
Heartbreaking loss of progress, but it's not over.
Essentially, just, time wasting. Not super dangerous, this part of the level, and all the enemies do stay dead. You can't scroll a spawner off screen or anything and then have it come back. We're on the DS. This is not the NES era. Okay, good. That pink bat was a trap. Ooh, this guy. Okay. Going for sideways. I would have considered vertical. I think I would have been wrong. Polari making this.
Polari's really good at spotting when it's okay to go. Just like when there's like a jump that needs to be made and an enemy that needs to dodge, Polari will like use the jump to do both.
Yes. And has also a couple times kind of jumped out and then come back to bait enemies to come over, which is smart also. It's easy to get overwhelmed, especially with these bats. Once they get inside of your hitbox, like just happened for BTS, they hang out. I mean, it's hard to separate yourself and then shoot and, I guess, shoot and whip them.
It's the strongest thing an enemy can do to you in a platformer game in a lot of ways. Just be inside your hitbox.
It's true.
Uh-oh, Polari is trying to make a go for it. It's going to take that last hit, and it's okay.
That's worth it, honestly. I think that was worth it.
Yeah, these stages are getting hard.
Down to the final two, though. There's only 30 stages in this game. I think the players know that.
Man, Polari is beasting this.
Stage 30. They do know it.
Yeah.
Every time I see Polari in like a precarious situation, like there's a hard jump or there's enemies or the enemy is after a hard jump, he just aces it first try.
Either like doing exactly what is intended, or like, oh, it takes a hit but then uses the iframes to do the entire rest of the level.
I think it has to do, it's about like logic, speed. Like, it's taking the time while making easy actions to think about what hard actions are going to happen later. So that way you don't have to hesitate. That's huge for a race like this. Unfortunately, getting hit by those fireballs. Oh, BTS, but that was also a pretty good play move on that level.
Yeah,
both of them were nearly dead.
The enemies were a complete disaster, so BladeTwinSwords just like kept getting hit, but then kept just running with all those iframes and took them all the way to the exit door.
This level I remember being on for a while. Like, I think I took maybe 3 or 4 deaths on 29. And it was the only level that like really held me up for that long.
BladeTwinSwords refusing to wait for a cycle, just jumps on the spikes and is like, whatever. Gets a heart. Iframes again. Uh-oh. Needs to make a play here. Missed the hook. Could have had it, I think.
This is the issue here. It's these guys that spawn. Polari was able to get up here with 2 hits and just like ignore it all. And I think that's the right move.
Stage 30, the final level, you say?
Yes, and they know that. Will Polari push it? No! Probably the better play.
Yeah, I agree.
But, people are tempted on the final stage to kind of just go for it.
It's going to be the hardest one, man.
If you
do that with 1 heart.
If you know it's the final stage, sometimes it's like maybe it's just the door to the boss and the boss is a checkpoint, or maybe it's one of those thank you for playing levels. But Polari saw there's enemies, this is probably a normal level, I'm gonna game over.
I would have appreciated some bosses in this game. Unfortunately, I don't think we get any.
I could maybe even see use your 1 heart run as a scouting run. It's kind of defeatist, but you might think like, even with 3 hearts, I'm not going to beat this level first try.
Mm.
So let me just see what I can
Mm.
see on 1 heart, and maybe that will give me the edge I need to beat it next time with 3.
Polari making these. Ooh, oh, not approaching that well. The lack of a downward whip is the main challenge with the way this game is designed. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh.
I understand the
no.
thinking. Polari killed 2 enemies left the third so that more wouldn't spawn. That's the least enemies you can have chasing you.
Right.
Can you kill the third one and then get up on a hook fast enough to get away from the house before it spawns anything? I don't think you can.
Only if you're already up a couple hooks, you can do that, but you'd have to be killing it in the air, jumping from one of the higher hooks. Oop. Oh, that's unfortunate. Even a purposeful death here is going to take forever. Oh no, this guy came over. This guy came over to help us out. Thank you, Blue Pet.
Thank you. BladeTwinSwords needs to find this thing that Polari did. Okay, you don't have to get underneath that wall there. Final moments, does not have the heart to take and needed to do either a jump or extend the rope downwards, anything to get off of that row. Didn't find it.
I think we may soon be seeing the end of Whip Daibuken. Oh no! Bad cycles for Polari. Still isn't taking hits though. Oh my goodness! Whoa! Okay. And didn't get the. Oh, is pissed off probably now. Oh, trying to take the death. Yeah.
I haven't thought about it until this moment, but I think you only have 1 jump height, right? That's tough when you're trying to jump over the fireballs with the skipping rope type maneuver.
Yeah, I don't think you can short jump.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. I don't. Well, now I don't remember. No, I think it is a fixed jump height. Every time you tap it, you go the same height.
Level clear for BladeTwinSwords. Had the heart to take the hit from the fireballs on that tricky section that Polari did so well. Oh, the fireball getting hit by it, I think, ate Polari's jump input.
It did, yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Look at the stretch title in the bottom left of the screen.
Okay, Polari misses the hook on the way down, has 1 heart left, and there is this very tricky spawner.
Okay, is just going?
Oh, this is it!
To the door? There it is.
What a play.
GG to Polari. Congratulations. He got some treasure.
He got the treasure.
Nice.
He just found it somewhere. It was in there.
Yeah. Look at his big feet.
This isn't like his that he brought from home or anything.
Yeah, that was little Johnny Mulana. What a race.
BTS at the end section of this really long winding S level ends up in the spikes.
Yeah, it's rare to see, well, not necessarily rare, but most games aren't simple enough that you can just easily evaluate that. I think Polari was just a little better than BTS at this game. Started, well, here he is. Hello.
Hello. With the
How's it going?
There's an Alpha 5 yelling something in the other voice chat. That wasn't the right one.
No, this is the one you want to be in. Hello.
Hello.
What a terrifying place to end up in.
Yeah, I apologize for that. My goodness, after this race too. Well, GG, what did you think of this game? Great Whip Adventure.
I don't know, honestly. Like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. There were a lot of annoying details. Some of them might have been less annoying if I wasn't chronically tired and doing this fairly late hour and so on, but I don't know.
Well, you made some pretty solid decisions, I would say. You started out, pretty even because those first few levels are, not a lot to them. And then you kind of just slowly pulled ahead of BTS. you use your health as a resource. Something I like to say in playing games: health is a resource. It's important to just at the end of the level, sometimes you got to take a couple hits and then you just move on.
Yeah, it was a really straightforward case in this game. Like, it's more of a thing in the old console platformers. Like, you have to figure out how you use your resources and like do death matter and whatnot. But in this one, it was pretty straightforward. You would be
Yes.
ready to tell that you start with a full health and only restart the stage, and then when you did it once, you realized it was really fast. So you just like, why not? Why even try a health stage with one health? Because you can just refill it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there was a health up, you could pick up that would take the same time to get to, and restarting the stage, you would take it every time.
That's true. Yeah, not the fastest level restart in games, I suppose, but
Yeah, it
still
wasn't.
worth it, especially on these later stages.
Yeah, it wasn't Twitch platformer level, but like for this kind of a slower, I don't know what to call it, like a more deliberate, I guess. It was relatively fast. But yeah, the gameplay was annoying. Like there was almost no coyote time. I walked down platforms quite a few times, but also there were a lot of tight jumps that weren't telegraphed at all. Like there would be just kind of a nothing corridor, and then suddenly one of your jumps just falls short because you didn't do it quite at the very ledge. And it was two ways. You could hit it directly forward or directly upwards, and you had like a hit, hit stuck. Except if you did it in the air, except it would still have the time, so if you do it later in your jump, you would still get stuck. And when it worked, you could do kind of cool things like jump and get a mid-air upward swing. You
Right.
had pretty good hitboxes. It stayed on the screen for a while, had good reach. It
Yeah.
did feel good a few times when I pulled it off, but more often than that, it just you had to struggle against it to get it to do what you want. Also, no jump height control. There were quite a few corridors where you would hit your head in the spikes, and
Yeah, we noticed that at the end, that the jump height was basically that, because there were certain times where like, oh, Polari would probably prefer to be jumping not as high here, like to avoid these fireballs. When you had the two going against each other on level 30 there. Well, congratulations. That puts you what in Winners 4? Wizards 4?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
it's turns out winner's bracket is pretty short when you keep winning.
It's true. Who let's see who you're
I haven't experienced many times, but it's good
you
feeling.
were going up against the winner of Mid Boss and Flipped 663. So a newcomer and an old comer.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Congratulations on winning Great Whip Adventure. We're gonna move away from BTS here because we have a vodcast queued up to go for the next race, which or to happen before the next race. So thank you, Polari.
Yeah. See ya.